We'll start with Unit 3 of the chapter. We have completed Unit 1. Unit 2 is about vernier calipers and screw gauge. That is more of practical, so I will conduct that when we meet. Because I need device in front of me, as well as I would be distributing devices to you. And we'll perform experiment, and then we'll take few readings. So Unit B of first part we will do when we meet. First part we have completed. Second part is pending. Today we will start with the third part, that is simple pendulum. Now what is a pendulum? Pendulum contains a heavy bob. It has a string and there is a rigid support. And it is free to oscillate. If you see the diagram, S means the support, L means the length of the pendulum, bob is a metal ball, A and B are the extreme points or extreme position, O is called as the mean position. What is the definition of simple pendulum? A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass called the bob suspended from a rigid support by massless and inextensible string. It should be massless. When I say massless, practically it is not possible that it is massless. Massless means it should have as less mass as possible. Okay. Second, inextensible means what? We cannot extend it. It should not be elastic. So it is called as inextensible. What is the meaning of simple pendulum and which other pendulums do we have? The one which we have, that is in your clock, is not a simple pendulum. Other pendulum is called as complex pendulum. Because here in this example we have considered the string to be inelastic and massless. But the pendulum which you have in your clock, is it massless? Is the pendulum massless? Answer is no, it is not possible. So it is not a simple pendulum. This pendulum, simple pendulum, will only oscillate in one plane. In one plane. That is left to right, right to left. But the complex one can rotate. Means it is 3D. It can rotate. It can rotate. Mean position is the center position. Now there are different types, different terms which we need to study. First is oscillation. What is oscillation? Oscillation is to and fro motion of a pendulum is called as oscillation. So whenever I ask you what is the what do you mean by oscillation? So the pendulum should go from A to B and again it should come back from B to A. Then I can say it has completed one oscillation. A to B is called as to, B to A is called as fro. What is time period? Time period of the pendulum is the time taken to complete one oscillation. Its SI unit is seconds. And frequency means it is just opposite of time period. Frequency means number of oscillations per second. Its SI unit is hertz or S raised to -1. When we say that student is frequently absent, means what? Again and again and again. So number of oscillations per unit time or per second is called frequency. The relationship between F and T is F is equal to 1 by T. It is a reciprocal of time period. Unit of time is seconds. Unit of frequency is hertz. What is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum displacement of the bob from its mean position. Means the extent to which the bob can go. That is called as amplitude. It is generally denoted by A. Its SI unit is meter. What is the length of the pendulum or the effective length? It is the distance of the mean position of oscillation, that is at the center, to the point of suspension. Means in this diagram, OS. O is mean position, S means S is the support. So that is called as the length or effective length. Now on what factors does the time period depend? Time period depends on the length. It is directly proportional to root of length. T is directly proportional to root of length. If I take square on both the sides, I will get T square is directly proportional to length. Or if I bring T square in denominator of length, then it will be constant. There is a rule in physics as well as in maths. Whenever you replace proportionality sign with equal to sign, you have to put a constant. So right now what did we study? Time period depends on one factor, that is length, root of length. It is directly proportional. We'll see the other factors now. Second is acceleration due to gravity. Second factor is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, we'll see that. Now in first diagram, if you see, the graph is between T and root L. So it is directly proportional, hence it is a straight line. Second diagram, I have squared it. So T will become T square, root L will become L. Still it is a straight line. Okay. So the factors which are affecting time period, it is L, that is root L, which is directly proportional, and acceleration due to gravity, that is G. You have studied in lower grades. G, the earth will have its own acceleration, that is called as G. Generally the value of G is 9.8 meter per second square, but we take it as 10. Two factors on which it does not depend, very important, because board exam they have asked this, does not depend on the mass of the bob or the material of the bob and the amplitude. They had asked two pendulums having same time period, but mass of one is 2 kg, mass of other one is 3 kg. How is that possible? You can say the time period depends on only two factors, that is L and G. That is length, which is directly proportional to root of length, and inversely proportional to G. G is acceleration due to gravity. It does not depend on mass, material or amplitude of the pendulum. Very important. So we got the formula as T is equal to 2 pi. The value of pi is 22/7 or 3.14. You might have studied in maths. And root of L upon G. There is special type of pendulum called as seconds pendulum. What is seconds pendulum? Seconds pendulum is a pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds. Means to go from one extreme to another extreme, it takes 1 second. To come back, it will take 1 more second. So totally it will take 2 seconds. The pendulum which we have in our home is seconds pendulum. Clear? So we studied it depends on two factors, Lg, and it does not depend on mass and material as well as the amplitude. With this we will solve few questions. T is equal to 2 pi root of L by G. So there is a question. What is the question? I will read. A pendulum was taken to such a place where the acceleration due to gravity becomes 1/4. It becomes 1/4. How would the time period change? Now they are not talking about length, and if it's the same pendulum, the length will remain the same. So the pendulum was taken to that place where G becomes 1/4 the original value. Now if we see the first diagram, first formula, T is inversely proportional to root G. So T and root G are, one is in numerator, another one is in denominator. If I take T dash in the denominator, then root of G dash will be in the numerator. So T upon T1 is equal to root of G dash upon G. T is original, T dash is new, G dash is new, G is original. G dash is 1/4 of G. So I have written 1/4. Now G gets cancelled. In root I get 1/4. When 1/4 comes out of the root, I get half. Simply cross multiply. T dash will become 2T. if the original time period was 2 seconds, let us assume that it is a seconds pendulum. Seconds pendulum time period is 2 seconds. So 2 into 2, answer will be 4 seconds. Next, the length of the seconds pendulum is 1 meter. Please by heart this. The length of seconds pendulum is approximately 1 meter. Now they might ask you to prove that. Now time period formula is 2 pi root of L by G. T is 2. L I don't know. G value is 10. So I get 2 is equal to 2 pi root of L by 10. I do not like square root sign. So I will square on both the sides. I get 1 by 10. Sorry, L by 10 is 1 by pi square, because 2 gets cancelled. I need length, so 10 will go in the numerator. I will get 10 upon 3.14 the whole square. When I divide this, I will get the value as 1.0142 seconds. 1.0142 seconds. So this is the approximate length of a seconds pendulum. Next sum, question number 5. You need to find the ratio of the time period if two pendulums have length 1 meter and 9 meter respectively. This is the question from the exercise. Two pendulums are given, length is 1 meter and 9 meter. You need to find the ratio of that time period. So I will use T1 upon T2, time period 1, time period 2. Formula is 2 pi root of L by G. Instead of L, I will write L1 in the numerator and L2 in the denominator. 2 pi gets cancelled. G and G also gets cancelled because G is same. Now L1 is 1, L2 is 9. So finally I will get T1 by T2 is root of 1 by 9. Now what is root of 1 by 9? It is 1 by 3. In question number 3 just above, you can use the same formula. If I use same formula, 2 pi gets cancelled. In that, length was same, so L and L get cancelled. The G in the denominator will go in the numerator, so that we got G dash. So one step is you can put there, that is dividing two time periods. Next sum. It is given that time period, you can note down the question, the time period of a pendulum is 2.5, or you can say it oscillates 5 times in 2 seconds. If it is 5 times in 2 seconds, so in 1 second it will oscillate 2.5 times. So the time period is 2.5 seconds. You need to find length of such pendulum. So time period is 2.5. I will use the formula 2 pi root of L by G. Pi is given in the question 3.14. G is given 9.8. So when you solve it, you get 1.55 meters. Again, please don't forget to remove the square bracket, the square sign, by squaring both the sides. Next sum. The time period of two pendulums are given as 2:1. You need to find the ratio of their length. Time period is 2:1. So I know time period is directly proportional to root of length. So T1 by T2 is root of L1 by L2. I do not like root sign, I will square. So I get T1 by T2 the whole square is L1 by L2. Now simply substitute. T1 is 2, T2 is 1, 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1. You get 4:1. Okay. 8th question of your textbook, it says that it takes 0.2 seconds to go from one extreme to mean position. One extreme to mean position. Okay. So what is the time period? So let us see here. So from A to 0, it takes 0.2. From 0 to B, again 0.2. From B to 0, again 0.2. And 0 to A, again 0.2. So we have 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 4 times. That will make one oscillation. So 0.24 us is nothing but 0.8. So I get time period as 0.8 seconds. It is just logic, no formula. Last question is, time period of second pendulum is 2 seconds. how much time does it take to go from one extreme to another? I know to go and come it takes 2 seconds. So only to go it will take 1 second. Very easy. Answer is 1 second. So with this we end the chapter. Only the second unit is remaining, that we will do once we meet each other face to face. Thank you.